wall calf. All right, let's get it. There we go. So we're gonna pick one leg, and we're just gonna kind of push into it, kind of bounce, 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 and then pick the other leg. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Switch back. Switch back. Right, get that foot flat on the ground. Try to straighten out that leg and then move forward. Same thing here, foot flat on the ground, straighten that leg and move forward just a bit. Alright, next we have hamstring walk back. So we're going to go a little longer than this. Good. So we're going to do 1 foot. Boom. So I put the 25 seconds in here too, but I didn't mean to. So you get some extra warm up, which is totally fine. Right? Because more than likely, you speed through this part and you only do the minimal amount possible or needed anyway. So it will help you that we have a few seconds extra. Now try to push your hips back, right? Don't try to bend over. Try to push your hips back and back. Not bend over, I just do this. Right? When I try to push my hips back, my upper body comes down at a much slower pace. Where we at? Hip hinge and reach. All right, wide stance. Wide stance. All right, from here. We're gonna push our hips back. Right, so you get another hamstring stretch. And then I push my hips forward, get the hip flexor stretch. So, back. Hips forward, arms up and behind. So we'll do a few just like that. Now on these ones, let's go rotate to one side. Rotate. Maybe we reach. Maybe we reach the other way. Ah. Okay, now we have our little Gray Institute. So for our step today, we're not gonna go forward steps right now. We're just gonna go rotational steps. We're gonna do both sides here. We're gonna spend some time to do this way. So we're gonna step through with the left, reach across with our arms to the right side. So it's going, my arms are going with my left foot, right? I don't want to go so far to where this knee twists, right? I just want to go across where I feel a nice little stretch, right? In that leg to go across, right? And now I'm going to go out as well. So I feel a little stretch in that hip. This side. And these things seem so inconsequential, right? They seem like, well, why am I doing this? What's the point? Like, I'm fine. This doesn't do anything for me. It does when we change the mindset of what we're looking for. So when I say I want to get a little bit of tiny rotation in that knee joint, tiny, because it does rotate. Even though it's fixed, it still has a very small degree of rotation. So I want to visit that a little bit, because we visit that accidentally all the time in human motion, right? So now we're gonna go all out as well, right? And here, when I go here, I wanna visit opening this hip, right? You can see that hip is trying to open right now, right? So as I go back, that hip is going into external rotation, which some of you guys will never know what that means and you'll never care what it means, but really what it means is your hip is not tight, right? And tight hips end up in bad backs. So that's what we're going for here. We're trying to loosen up the hips so we're not always here, which if we're always here, does that put excess pressure here? Sure does. Okay, Frankenstein's. You can start whenever. It's gonna beep, right? So again here, I wanna do this without rounding my torso. I wanna get that leg high and keep my torso and upper body vertical without reaching into my foot. Can I do that by reaching into my foot? Sure. Is it doing what we're looking for it to do in terms of get dynamic flexibility through the hamstring? No, right? Because you're now crunching and using your back to get there, right? Rather than that dynamic flexibility of the hamstring and waking that guy up. Okay, balance and reach. This one we'll do one each side, I believe. Yeah. It's already at 9? That doesn't make any sense. Alright. Oh, no it does. Balance and reach, pick a side. I don't care which. You're going to extend that leg big. Alright, and touch, and come back. Alright, if you need to put an object there for you to understand that, alright, I'm just going to touch the basketball every time. We're trying to flex that foot that's in the air. Try not to squeeze the toes on the ground foot. And now we're going to do switch sides. Alright, if you want to start now, you can. Drop it out like that. Here we go. For those of you who didn't start already. If you look at balance, if you look at walking, we move with opposing sides matching, right? So my lower leg, my leg and my opposite side arm are going to work together, right? So if my left leg is forward, my right arm is going to be forward. Just take walking, for example, right? And if you think about those things, things become a lot easier to understand. Like, how do I walk? What is a natural pattern? All right, take a little break. This is not a natural pattern, all right? This is, right? But, all right. So if I walk, boom, 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 right? Boom. All right. So think about that when you do some of these exercises. Figure 4, grab a wall, do something. We're just gonna sit and back up. So when we move into balance exercises, it would probably be better for you to understand that principle. How do I walk? Right? And I'm just exaggerating a walking pattern. Go ahead and switch sides. So our first three, we're gonna do 45 seconds twice around. It's kind of the same concept as this one. All right, so 45 seconds twice around. We have 3 exercises. These ones are not going to be that big of a deal. You got renegade row and turn, which I'll show you the turn. You have a turning squat, and then you have a single leg squat touchdown. So here's how we're gonna do this. All right, so first round, renegade row is gonna alternate. Turning squat, we're gonna do one side only. All right, single leg squat touchdown, we'll do one side only. Second round, we'll do the other side of those two things, right? And then we'll move on, right? So this is, we're not gonna pound in any specific exercise today. We're just gonna do 45 seconds twice for all, there's 3 groups of these 3 different exercises. We're gonna do them all twice, and then we're gonna be done, right? So that's how today's gonna roll. All right, I'll give you about another minute, and then we'll get going. Yeah, so if you didn't get that prequel to the Hunger Games, you might want to do that right now during this minute break. Right cheek, left cheek, all right, so our renegade row is going to be what we've done already, right? So we're trying to move that arm. We're trying to move that arm without rotating the hips open. So if I'm going to move my left hand up, I don't want my left hip to come open, or even this, or to come open just like that, right? I want to keep this down and move my left arm. Once it's here, now we're going to open, right? So let's try that. We're going to alternate arms. Here we go. All right, little baby wider stance. Pull, open, back, back. Pull, open, back, back. Think of it as 2 parts of a movement, right? They're not together. They're not here. It's pull, back, back, here. So here's one. Here's the other one. Here's one. Here's the other one. One. Other move. Other move. Other move. All right, now, turning squat. So this one, we're gonna start here. All I'm gonna do is open this leg up, and now we're gonna have our feet out, but now we're gonna squat and come back, right? So feet out. Your feet are gonna form kind of like a 90-degree angle, like a square. All right, here we go. So this, I want to integrate the turn into my squat, because what this is doing is telling your glutes to work. All right, normally I'd say get this squat out of your repertoire, but the way we're integrating into it allows the glutes to say, hey, we got a job to do, right? This guy by himself, I'm not a fan of, right? If we just stay put, and it's those little things that are gonna separate you, right? If you just did your squats like this, that's not doing the same thing, right? You're not getting that action of the opposite hip and opening and jobs already being done for that to happen, for that those glutes to turn on. Just feel it. You probably feel a little bit here. All right, one leg squat touchdown. We're gonna leave the left leg down right now. All right, right leg up, right hand goes towards that left leg. All right, left foot or right foot stays in front That floating foot stays in front. Not way out here unless you think you got a pistol squat. Just right here, hanging out in front. Right, as you go down, this foot stays here. We're not letting it go back there. All right? If you need to put your heel down at any time, do it. All right? It's about making this movement be executed well. Let's get one more. All right, we want that movement to be executed well. So that doesn't mean keep this foot up but only go down this far. All right? If you can go down further with just some slight assistance, that range of motion is what we're looking for anyway. All right? So, all right, renegade row again. Renegade row again with that turn. Two-part movement here. All right, there's one part, other part. Now we're going to open to the left. We're going to open to the left on this one. If you open wide enough, start to feel those glutes turn on. Here we go. 2, 1. All right, so leave this foot where it's at. Open like you're building a little square. We still want to pay attention to how you're squatting. Alright, because we don't want this knee to cave in when that happens, right? I want this knee to stay right there, right above that ankle. Alright, one leg squat touchdown, we're leaving the right leg on the ground. I didn't put my music in today, so you guys are probably happy that I probably won't be singing. Oh man. You know how people say, I bet you just sit there and entertain yourself all day? It sounds weird because I'm super boring, but I can entertain myself all day long, you're right. But the problem is most people think I'm a weirdo too. I'm boring. Okay, so that's two rounds. All right, I'm boring, but I am very weird. I'm very weird. I think most of you guys watching this know that. I'm just an odd dude. I'm not gonna deny it. Why should I deny it? I'm an odd dude, man. That's okay. All right, so we got a little break here. All right, we're gonna take 2 minutes, and then we've got our next little round of stuff. All right, so right now, yes we are, yes we are. Right now, we got 2 minutes, well, we got about 1:30 now. But what we're gonna do is the same concept, But the exercises in terms of cardiovascular need, they go up a little bit. All right, so same concept as 3 exercises, 45 seconds on, 25 seconds transition time. All right, these ones are, this is all legs now. All right, so you got side to side hop, right, on 2 feet. Then you have a lunge, a side lunge, but we're gonna try to hop to transition to the other side. And then we have an actual lunge jump, right? We'll do it twice around, right? So while we're doing it, it's not gonna feel good, but we only have 2 rounds of it, right? And then we do our last little section the same way, right? So 3 exercises, 2 rounds, right? So this round, side to side hop, side to side lunge hop, and then a lunge jump, right? That lunge jump may turn into a regular reverse lunge. It just depends on where we're at that point. All right, so we got 20 seconds, then we're in that side hop. So that side to side hop, just kind of think about jumping rope. You just happen to be jumping side to side. Right, we can all jump rope or pretend to for 45 seconds. All right, here we go. Let's try it. All right, so I'm here, but I'm here. All right, and this is one of the easiest ways to get your heart rate up. All right, it doesn't have to be side to side. It could be right here. All right, if you want to pretend you got jump rope, pretend. All right, I could also do this. All right, so now I've got a little bit more core activation too. All right, so I'm not only activating the core in the frontal plane, which is this way, but now when I rotate, it goes in the transverse plane, right, which is our, basically think of yourself in a vertical tunnel. All right, so this way, or this way, all right, that's our sagittal plane. This way is our frontal plane. This way is our transverse plane. All 3 ways to move, we need to visit. All right, so here's that side. So I'm gonna go a little, so I can do this. Go home, right? Dun, dun. All right, so these are kind of extensions on some of what we did yesterday at the beginning of the workout. And once you understand that every workout should not kill you, then you'll start to progress much more consistently. Good. All right. You want some workouts to be like, I don't think I can do another one of those, or I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that well. And then other workouts where it's like, yeah, this is my pace. I feel really good about this. Not easy, but really good about this pace. Lunge jump. Ten seconds. Last one. Woo! So that should have been that exercise. I was like, yeah, I don't know how much more of that I want. All right, here's second round of these. Side to side hop. Here we go. Ooh, there Choo, choo. Good. The other thing you want to have, mobile yet strong ankles, all right? And the reason is because if they're not strong, your body's gonna look for that strength somewhere up the chain where the job is supposed to be done down low. Here we go. All right. And if you give extra work to something like the knee, it's not supposed to be that mobile in all three planes. It's supposed to be mobile, just not that mobile. So if you're telling the knee to create some mobility in the transverse plane or the frontal plane, it'll do it for a little bit, but that consequence, that risk, the consequence of the risk just got way higher, right? So, if you don't have mobile ankles, if you do that wall calf stretch and you cannot get your foot down, you need to work on that. Lunge jump, last time. Here we go. Reverse for a couple. Last 10 seconds. Here we go. Last one. There we go. All right. So we got 2 minutes. And we got our last little round. All right, 2 minutes. Last little round is that side shuffle, jump, side shuffle, jump. So short choppy steps to one side, jump. Short choppy steps to the other side, jump. Back, jump. Now it's a single leg hop. All right, a single leg hop. So we're only gonna go on one leg for the first round, only one leg for the second round. All right, actually, you know what? No, we're gonna switch that one. So we're gonna alternate on that. I'll tell you when to switch. And then high knees. 2 times through, and we're done. Yes, they are. Like, after, I think I was sitting, what, like 25 seconds in, and I was like, oh man, my legs are heavy, my legs are heavy. All right? So this, your legs are probably gonna feel heavy too, because there's no breaks here in terms of getting away from the legs. So they're probably gonna feel heavy from the lunge jumps. But the idea is we only got 2 rounds, right? So, ooh, I got 8. Yes, no, no, no. All right, here we go. All right, side shuffle jump. First one, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Short, choppy, choppy, choppy. Oh, choppy, choppy. Oh, choppy, choppy. 10 seconds. Last one. Woo. All right, single leg hop. We'll switch halfway in. Three, two, one, hit the leg. Switch it. Ten seconds. Good. So for me, it healed my left Achilles. They sewed it back together. But when you do that, they pull the bottom side and the top side together. All right, and then reattach them. All right, now the fear, I'll tell you when we go. All right, high knees. All right, I'm just gonna march this first round. So I can tell you the story. If you wanna run, run. But that knee goes higher than the hip. All right. So they attach the bottom and the top that ripped apart together. The fear, a lot of times with the torn Achilles, is that it heals long, right? Because if you attach it too short, it'll probably just rip again, right? But the fear is it heals long for athletes or for people who want to move more. And so when it does heal long, you can't, there's not as much spring off of it, right? Your power is lessened. All right, last one. Good. And so I have much more mobility in this leg, right? So when I do this wall stretch, I can get that heel on the ground very easy. When I do this side, the same position, I can't get my heel on the ground. So, shuffle jump. So what happened is this did heal slightly long. It's got much more mobility. There we go. But at the same time, it has a lot less stability or strength even, right? So when I do my little 1 foot hop, it's actually really taxing. And that's where I start to see some knee things going on because that ankle can't and doesn't want to do its job. All right, so that's the importance of mobility. Last one, stability. All right, you want every part of your body to be able to do the job that it was meant to do well. Single leg hop. All right. So this is hard. Doesn't help that that calf is non-existent. Couple more. Switch it. You may not be able to get off the ground. That might just be where you're at strength-wise. That's okay. So it's here, right? Just balancing and bouncing. Good. Last one, high knees. We'll see where I'm at on this. All right. So I'm probably gonna high knee for 10 seconds, march for 10 seconds, and alternate back and forth. All right. You can choose what you want to do. Pay attention to getting those knees up. Three, two, one. Woo. There we have it, folks. Just move around a bit. Once you're ready, when your heart rate and breathing have come down a little bit, go ahead, sit on your mat, kneel. We're gonna kneel on our mat. Right now, we're gonna put our butt back onto our heels. Maybe toes are underneath us. All right, so you're gonna stretch that foot out a little bit. So that foot should be stretching right now. So the arch, that plantar fascia of the foot should be stretching out right now on both sides. Right. If you have an ankle injury, recurring ankle injury or something like that, you'll probably feel on that affected side that that plantar fascia is a little bit tighter than on the other side. And that's because you've lost some mobility there. So maybe you want to reach into that side a bit more. All right, now, if you want to duck your feet behind you, you can. I'm going to keep mine underneath me. I'm just going to sit back. Right. Take a breathe. Maybe stick your chest out. Squeeze your butt. Come on back, bring your hands in front of you, bring your legs outside of you, toes out, and just hang out. Push your hips behind you. Stand up. Take your right foot, cross it over your left foot. Straight legs, hang down. Let's move over with our hands to the left side. Move over with our hands to the right side. Middle, come back up, switch your legs out. Same thing, go straight back down. Let's move over to the right side. Move over to the left side. Straight legs, straight legs. This is where we start to bend them. You may not be flexible enough. Middle. Up. Give yourself a round of applause. How about a round of applause? Standing ovation. All right, that's it, kids. Right, this one should make you feel pretty good. Right, shouldn't be crazy. Should have had a good sweat going. It's not. This one was not here to beat you up. Just to give you that little sweat. This one is kind of a just enough workout, right? Where it's like, ooh, I like that. I like that one. All right. All right. We sprinkle in good ones. Sprinkle in hard ones. Sprinkle in feel good ones. All right. That's what this is about. That's what this whole thing's about. All right. Thanks for playing, guys.